Yo, what's up everybody? Back with another YouTube draft video. This pack we have opened is not super exciting, unfortunately. We've got a Okiba Reckoner Raid and a high-speed hover bike as really the only two picks, I think, only two options. If you were so inclined, I think you could take a Notework Terminal as well, but I'm not that far off the deep end in that direction just yet. So I think we're going to take the Okiba Reckoner Raid here. It's certainly, there's certainly an argument for taking the hover bike here, it being colorless and flexible and all that. But, I think that I'm starting in black so often these days. My strategy in the format for the past week or so has just been like start black, try to get into blue, try to get into the red, maybe green if green's open, if that rare scenario happens. But I'm always happy to start with a black card. And so it's like when I am so likely to be in black anyways, just the way I'm drafting, it's not that much different from a colorless card. So let's just take the Reckoner Raid and yeah, we'll carry on. All right, following that up, we've got another pretty unexciting pack. We've got Fall of Lord Kondo, which I think is not a very good card. It's, playable-ish, but it just misses way too often for my liking. You could put it in your white decks, but it's not something I want a second pick for sure. I think this is just going to be a Clawing Torment, honestly. This is, especially in those, black-red, black-blue decks, just a good card. There's a lot of other options that you could take, like Geothermal Kami. Go Shintai, I think, is not the worst option here, but I'm just happy to fill up my my Reckoner with Clawing Torment, so I'll just grab that. All right, now, we got an option here. So there's Ryu Storm's Edge, which is like the #1 reason to draft red-white. I think anytime I've been red-white, or honestly, a lot of times when I face red-white decks, it's because of this card, right? So that's certainly on the radar at the very least. I think I'm just going to take another Clawing Torment, honestly. I mean, Arrow of Enlightenment's okay. Unforgiving One's okay. It's not better than Clawing Torment. Maybe if I started red or white, there's an argument for taking Ryu here, but I'm just going to take this Clawing Torment and be, fairly happy, honestly. All right, now what? So the medium packs keep on flowing. We've got a bunch of okay black cards here. We've got a Nuzumi Blade Blaster. We've got a land, which I think is actually kind of a reasonable pickup here. Everything else here is kind of replacement level-ish, and if we are black-red, I'll appreciate a dual land. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the land here. I think the second pick I would take here is Blade Blesser. I like Arrow of Enlightenment reasonably enough, but not enough to take, my first white card. So let's just take this. I mean, there's an argument for saying that this is my first red card, quote unquote. But, I think that if we're hypothetically saying, oh, what if you're in white-black? How good is this card? What if you're in red-black? How good is this card? I believe this card in red-black is better than this card in white-black. So that's my argument for taking that over that. And, yeah, we'll carry on. All right, action? Sort of. Simian Sling, Guide Bot, there's Fade. I think I'm just going to take a Simian Sling here. I'm trying not to draft red-black, or I would have liked to not draft red-black for the third time in a row on the channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different, but yeah, I think it's just a pick here. I mean, Guide Bot is okay. Guide Bot is a card that if your game is going long, Guide Bot can do some pretty good stuff. I don't really like it in the aggro decks though. Basically, the longer the more turns you want to be playing in your game, or the more turns your deck wants to play, I think the better this card gets, because you kind of reap the benefits of drawing multiple cards. But I think, with these two cards, especially Double Clawing Torment, I'm not so into that. So let's just take our fourth one drop here. All right, and yeah, nothing too exciting here. There is Papercraft Decoy, which I think is slightly better than Nuzumi Blade Blaster here, although it might not be. We've already got an enchantment, and the enchantment side of this is the rarer one, and the one you want to enable. Or sorry, 3 enchantments, I should say. So maybe this is just a good Blade Blaster deck. I think Papercraft Decoy is like a totally fine card. Especially if you've got artifact stuff going on, but I'll just take Blade Blaster here. Unfortunately, breaking the trend of our all one drop so far. All right, well, we can continue that trend of all one drops. Ooh, I wonder how low of a curve we can get in this deck. Can we get to, I don't know, 10 one drops or something? All right, we do take a Ambusher here. It's a nice little pickup. Good with the one drops. If it's not a one drop itself, at least it plays well with them. So let's just snag that. There's also Suit Up, which is if we're blue-black, this is a better card. But I think the flexibility of this card outweighs me wanting to take this here. Just, the fact that I'm almost guaranteed to be black this. All right, now we get a pick between Peerless Samurai and Shrine Steward. I'm going to take the Shrine Steward. I think that it's, it goes against Double Clawing Torment already, which is not the biggest argument for taking the card, but it's definitely the best card for us here. I can imagine us playing this card in this deck. This low to the ground deck maybe doesn't want this as its 5-drop, but again, it's just going to be the card that's most likely to make my deck here. All right, and we wheel Ember Keeper, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not super thrilled about this, but we'll pick it up. All right, on the wheel here, we've got a pile of green cards. We'll just take Jugai Preserver here. All right, we've got Already Dead or Steelbreaker. We'll just take the Already Dead. All right, ends of pack. We'll just take Kaido's Pursuit. All right, and what do we open here? Well, we open a Blossom Prancer, which is awesome. There's also a Virus Beetle, which is good. Definitely not quite as good as Blossom Prancer. So it's kind of a decision to make. My drafting style generally tends to favor taking like the flexible on-color card rather than taking a rider on a, off-color card that, I like taking the off-color card when there's nothing else that I would want to play, but I'm definitely going to play this Virus Beetle and be very happy with it. You can make a slight argument that, there was that pack with 3 green cards in that last pack where it's like, oh, all those wheeled. I'm not going to read too deep into that as far as green being open because I don't think green is very open at this table. I think that pack was a little bit of an anomaly. So green not being that open plus, Virus Beetle being a card I'm always going to be happy to play makes me want to take the Beetle here. And we'll just carry on. All right, now we get the choice between some blue cards, Patchwork Automaton, and Kami of Terrible Secrets. It's shaping up to be a pretty good Kami of Terrible Secrets deck. If we are including Simian Sling here, we've got 5 artifacts for our Patchwork Automaton. Also some blue cards, but I don't think blue has been very open either. So I think I'm going to take this Patchwork Automaton with the thought that potentially we move into red-black here. Again, I said I was trying not to do it, but I think it's where we might end up going anyways. So, I could take the Kami because it would be fine in, any black deck, especially if we've got 2 Clawing Torments already and some artifacts, but I think the upside of this card is worth it. Ooh, Inventive Iteration. Okay, so this is one, where before I wasn't super hyped about taking the green card there. I am happy about taking an Inventive Iteration over Virus Beetle. Very funny. It's a very similar pick. Because it's... Okay, so a few things here, right? It's easier to cast. So in our heavy black deck, we can just cast single blue very easily. I think that this card is also, I don't think it's super likely that we splash it, but there's outs to splashing it in our red-black deck or something like that, if that's an option. And I also think that our current black cards, the double Clawing Torment, the cheap cards, play a little bit better with blue cards than they do with green cards. Green cards kind of want to go a little bit longer. The blue cards, when played with the black cards, kind of want to end the game. So that all kind of adds up to me being happier to take, an off-color card being blue than a green one. So let's just snap that. All right, this pack we get a Modern Age, I suppose. There's also Network Disruptor, which I would take if we had more ninjas currently. This is always a pick you have to make, or often a pick you have to make between Network Disruptor and Modern Age. And I often find I take the Modern Age when I don't have ninjas and Disruptor when I do. And with only Ambusher in the pile, I think I'm just going to take the Modern Age. You could also make a concession to the fact that we've got the Patchwork Automaton, right? We've got the Patchwork Automaton, so you want a artifact creature. But I think just, that's not quite enough to sway me away from taking this over that Disruptor there. Ooh, nice. Okay, sweet. Oof, maybe we're avoiding red-black after all. No, I love red-black, but I'm sure people are, a little bit tired of it at this point. Maybe they're tired of ninjas, too, because half my videos have been red-black, half my videos have been ninjas, but super thrilled to take this, and maybe we get an Ambusher on the wheel if we're super lucky. I think this is kind of an undervalued card. This card kind of tends to come around a bit later than I would expect, so let's grab that and be on our way. All right, now we get another Ambusher. Yep, thrilled with that. Also Completion, Papercraft Decoy, but we don't really need Completion here. We've got double Clawing Torment. Does a better job of what Completion is trying to do in this deck. All right, now we get a Prosperous Thief. There's also a High-Speed Hoverbike. I think I'd be pretty darn happy with that, but let's take the Thief. Just add another ninja to the count when we've got Silver for Master. And nothing here I'm too excited about. In fact, pretty much I'd consider these unplayable. I guess Kami is the one that's most likely to make her deck, but I think still pretty unlikely. All right, this pick, we could take Containment Construct. We do have the Modern Age. Could also take the Puzzle Maker. I think I'm going to speculate on Construct here. It's also just a cheaper card. They're both artifacts for the Automaton, so it's nothing, huge. But I think if we pick up, 2 more Modern Ages, I'll be happy with this construct. I do also think, speaking of Containment Construct, I think you want to be pretty careful with this card. I see this card, being put into decks with, a singular Modern Age, right? Or, a singular Sky Swimmer Koi. And you really want to make sure when you draw this card, it's not the only, it's not just a 2-1. You want to make sure you have a good chance of seeing one of the other cards it combos with. So now we have the choice between Brute Suit, Planar Incision, and Cyber Trespassers. I guess we just take Brute Suit. We've already got a Reckonerate and some 1s, so it's also another artifact, so let's jam that. Ooh, Infiltrator Wheels. Yeah, another kind of undervalued card, I would say. This you often get it at this part of the pack, where I think this is a much better than 11th pick card. Maybe not much better, but if I'm in a black deck, I'm reasonably happy to take that card in the middle of the pack. Ooh, wow. Look at this. Okay, so we are in the right lane here at the Disruptor Wheel. We were like considering taking it the first time around, but we're going to grab that. And I know I was just saying, we want to pick up some stuff to make this Koi better. So there's, this Construct Buddy, and there is Koi, but I'm not gonna take that over a Disruptor there. We got a Mirror Shell Crab, which is a playable if we need it, and a Planetary Incision, which actually makes the cut sometimes if I've got enough Sagas. I don't think we're quite there yet, but, flipping a Behold twice is pretty sweet. Okay, so we opened the best card in the set in this pack, in Jugan Defense of the Temple. I don't think I'm going to take it here, so maybe I do. Here's the considerations, right? What's the next best card in the pack for us? Suit Up, probably. And Suit Up would be great for us. But it also probably comes back around. I think people are... I think blue is open enough that we're going to get one of the blue cards back into this pack, and I think people like this card and this card a little bit more than Suit Up in general. People might be, in this pod might be privy to the fact that this is actually the best card, but I know people value this card higher than I would. Same with this one. So, really comes down to the opportunity cost, right? I guess the opportunity cost is low enough that we can take it. I don't love splashing in these kind of decks, but if we just, pick up some dual lands randomly, it's going to be good. All right, now we get the choice between Blossom Prancer and another Clawing Torment. Those are the options. So what if we do this? Is there a world where I do this kind of thing? Take the Blossom Prancer and we maybe walk the line between green-black and blue-black? I guess the other card I'm taking here is Clawing Torment, but I don't really think I want a third. They do get a little bit awkward in multiples even when you're beating down. Really tough choice here. Again, this comes down to opportunity cost. I'm just not giving up a lot here, so we might as well take it. All right, now we get to this pack with, another Blossom Prancer. We could have had 3. The comments are going to be like, you could have had 3 Blossom Prancers. Okay, so this pack we are actually giving something up if we take the Blossom Prancer, right? Because we're giving up on both either a dual land or a network disruptor. This is close. This gets really close. Because the other thing to consider is that, again, double Blossom Prancer is nice, but it does make all these aggressive cards a little bit worse, right? Man. So somebody took an uncommon, and somebody else took a common out of this pack. Or potentially an uncommon Saga. Okay. There's a weird chance this card wheels. I think I'm going to take Blossom Prancer here. We've also got this Jukai Preserver in the board, right? That's a argument for taking the green card. So we'll just see how this goes. And then we take either Iron Apprentice or Bamboo Grove Archer. I don't really love either of them here. Could also just take Papercraft Decoy. That's kind of the cop-out card. Let's just take that, I think. Because, I think this card's going to be a little bit better than second Iron Apprentice in our black-green deck for sure. And I think our deck is, even if we do play green, I think it's probably going to be aggressive enough where we don't want a Bamboo Grove Archer. So let's just snap this. All right, now we get a Inkrise Infiltrator. So we'll pick that up. A land which doesn't cast any of our spells. Or I guess casts some of our spells, but it's essentially a tap swamp. So let's just grab an Infiltrator here. All right, now we see another Jukai Preserver. Blue's kind of dried up in this pack. Another Shrine Steward, but I don't think I'm taking that. All right, let's take a Preserver. Now we see a Sky Turtle, another Koi, a Kami of Terrible Secrets. Okay, so there's also the land, and maybe we... what if we do this, huh? We go like this, and we play the land, and we play Inventor Veneration. That is appealing to me. Yeah, let's do that. The safe pick is taking the Kami, but I'm kind of in for this, maybe being, a green-black sort of beatdown leaning deck. That's like splashing the iteration. So we'll take this return to action, although we probably won't be playing it. Could also take the land, but if we're splashing, we definitely don't want the land. So we'll scrap this return to action. Hopefully either Terrarium or the dual land. There was a choose a color dual land that was in the first pack, or the second pack, I think. Okay, the Suit Up comes back. We're not there anymore, so we can take the Tails. Yeah, we're really hoping. I think maybe Terrarium was in this pack, right? I think it was either in this pack or the next, and then that dual land, the multicolor dual land, was in the next. So let's cross our fingers here. All right, take a Harmonious Emergence. That's actually a pretty good card for our deck. And the Network Disruptor Wheel. So we actually have basically 2 decks here. We can kind of decide in the deck build which one we want to build. It's actually pretty close. All right, we get a Chainflow Centipede, which is probably going to be better than Archer, even our green-black deck. All right, so this is pretty rare, actually. Well, not that rare, but so far in these draft videos for the YouTube here, I haven't had to make too many deck building decisions. Usually it's been like, all right, well, red-black was super open, so that's the deck we drafted, or, blue black was super open. This one's was a kind of an interesting draft where we opened up the best card in the set, and blue ended up not being super open in pack 3, which actually made sense considering it wasn't that open in pack 1. We just got some good blue in pack 2, which, by the way, that happens a lot of the time, right? Or just generally, that's what you should expect. If a color is not open in pack 1, it's going to be open in pack 2, because the way the draft flows, left, right, left. And then you should also expect it to not be that open in pack 3 again. And that's kind of what happened here. Although, Network Disruptor did wheel, so... well, who knows? Who knows what really was happening? So, here's the 3 distinct builds we have. We have either green-black, which, let's build that first. So we go... Take these blue cards out. We just do this. Take out this Iron Apprentice, and... yeah, we're just like I guess this Patchwork Automaton gets pretty bad. I think this Patchwork Automaton's not very good in either deck, honestly. So let's play like Return to Action would be a fine card here. Yeah, this is looking kind of medium. I mean, Double Blossom Prancer and Jugan is really good, right? I think this is the deck that has the highest individual card quality, as in our best of the best cards are better than in our blue-black deck. But not by that much, right? Because we have Inventor of Iteration, which is also one of the best cards in the set. So what does our blue-black deck look like? Let's take that little of that. So our blue-black deck has Iteration, Double Network Disruptor, Modern Age, Prosperous Thief. Like the cards, and yeah, Silver for Master. The cards definitely play better in this deck. Like, better together, I should say. Am I going to be playing Patchwork Automaton with 9 artifacts? I don't really love it. I do have to play a playable, though. I can't just, can't play 20 lands here. So, maybe it makes the cut, and then it's like Mirror Shell Crab or Iron Apprentice. Planetary Incision's kind of nice with the Inventor Iteration. We didn't pick up much for this card. Yeah, I guess now that we're at... yeah, and this is fine with the Ambusher as well. So I think this would be the blue-black build. The final build, of course, is green-black, where our last playable is Jugan Defends the Temple. Like, we splashed this card instead of, playing, whatever our worst 23rd card is. I think that's the worst option of the two, or of the three. I think that is pulling in too far in either direction. Like, we don't really have the fixing, aside from one dual land. And, like... it's kind of funny, right? This doesn't, like, fix you naturally for Jugan Defends the Temple, but you can afford a few more forests in your deck. I guess the other option, sorry, I shouldn't say that's the only option. The other thing we could do is green-black splash the Inventive Iteration, right? Let's take a look at that. So that looks something like this, right? And again, just like, we've got one dual land, but we still have to play 2 islands, which is not something I'm very inclined to do. We do get to cut the Iron Apprentice at that point. And the paperwork, or not the paperwork, the Patchwork Automaton, because we're down to 7 artifacts. Yeah, I think this is very close, man. My gut says blue-black, but that just might be where my biases lie. Yeah, this is interesting. Maybe we'll play a few games with each and see how that goes. I think I'm gonna start with the blue-black deck, but we'll see how that goes. Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind just for the sake of something different. And for the sake of hashtag content, I'm actually going to play the green deck here. At least to start with. Like I said, I think that the other... like, the cards play slightly worse in this deck. And we could splash this again, but I don't think I really need to. Oh, Commune. I actually forgot about Commune. Commune makes me more likely to splash this. All right. Why don't we go all in? I think this is less cohesive. It's higher up on power. Let's cut the Already Dead. Yeah. It's the highest deck on power level, or actually, Already Dead might be better than... no, it's not better than Chainful Centipede in this deck. But is the least synergistic and cohesive. So let's run it like this and go... try one island here. It's 2.2 sources with Commune is what it comes down to. I could play additional island. The problem there is then we're cutting into our green sources. And we've got multiple double green cards and an early green card here. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to play one island. That's maybe a little bit painful sometimes, but I think this is the build. All right, that was interesting. Let's jump into the game, see how it goes. All right, round 1, starting at rank 8 here. All right, so we have a spare forest, so we can pitch that. And, ooh, we draw our island. Okay, cool. Now we just have to draw our good cards. That's all. All right, gotta block the beetle. Can't not block beetle. Obviously, that means our brute suit does not have a thing that can crew it, but ooh, okay. I guess we get rid of... Actually, what if we just get rid of brute suit? Yeah, I'll just get rid of brute suit because I think I'm gonna need my lands here. Obviously, I'm sad if I draw another land, but brute suit's just not doing that much when we've got not that many small creatures that can crew this card. Maybe this is just like not a good card in our deck that I should have taken out. Might do that after this game. Not a lot of small things that can crew this in the first place. Oh, they've got safekeeping here. Interesting. And, yeah, it's not doing too much. And again, we do want our lands. We've got a pretty, we've got a good number of 5-drops in our deck. All right. So their hand is Tamiyo safekeeping and 3 unknowns. Non-lands, because they missed their land drop. All right. Careful cultivation. That's fine. Safekeeping and... Yeah, that's a problem. This game is not ending all that quickly here. We can try to pressure them, but... And they've also still got the safekeeping up. Ooh, well, problem kind of solved, honestly. not a direct answer. Yeah, not a direct answer, but man. I wonder if they go for the block here. They don't. Okay. So we play that. And I think we don't play our land out. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to play a land out because we don't want to get gotten by another virus beetle. So let's just keep it for now. Juka Preserver, sure. Alright, so I have a good blocker now. Okay, we draw a forest. Counter there, counter there. Now, we could make them use... Like, we can attack with the 5/5, and then they use their Tamiyo safekeeping on a block here. I think that's pretty reasonable. What we can do, actually, and this is pretty nice, we could chain flay a centipede so that if they go for a double block, we still get to kill one of their creatures. Like, we get to kill the mana dork here, if that's what they want to do. We can also put it here. I think that's a little bit worse. Well, it's a little worse because if we put it here, we have an attack here, an attack here. Yeah, I actually think that's maybe a little better. Because this forces them, this pressures them into not double blocking. Alright, get in. They can block with the token here. I don't mind that so much. Yep. So this is what we expected. And yeah, this is okay. Either way I slice it, they're just gonna make whatever indestructible. So yep. Maybe I should have ordered the 2 toughness creature first and the slight edge case that they decided to still make their Jukai Preserver indestructible, because that's like kind of, the natural one that your instincts might tell you to target. All right, the Gloom Shrieker back a Virus Beetle, sure. Get our forest. All right, so if we can draw a land here, or sorry, creature, not a land. Oh no, did I jinx it? I jinxed it. I was gonna say if we can draw a creature here, we're in business. We do draw land. So I think we just unequip this, unattach, yeah. And player land, and yeah, if we can draw, like I said, draw a big creature here, we're in business. I guess I could attack with this 2/2. But I'm not really into that, because if they attack with Gloom Shrieker, I would like to double block. Alright, attack with Preserver. Yeah, we're gonna go for the double block on the Gloom Shrieker. Again, don't want them to ninja this back. Nashi. Okay. That's not too bad. Hopefully. I guess it depends on what they hit, right? Oh, yeah, what did I tell you? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And we don't get hit for 4 points. All right, that was a absolute success, if you ask me. All right, that's a good draw. So we get to bounce their token. Yeah, this is nice. I guess we're in a spot where, if they attack with Nashi, I block here. And then they can Jukai Preserver. Oh, they have another safekeeping? Okay, honestly, it's not that bad. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Okay, we're just gonna pass. They do pressure us quite a bit here. Yeah. So maybe it is kind of bad, because they get to attack for a lot, and the Preserver means that I don't have a clean block on the Nashi. I might just have to let this thing hit me. Hope that it doesn't flip anything good. Because the alternatives are really bad, right? Like, if we block with Centipede on this, like, we you know, the Centipede just gets eaten. If we block, double block, they get to trade 2 for 2 here. Or, you know, this, and that's pretty bad. So I think it's just this. And then I'm fine with this happening. What am I getting back from the yard? I have to get Virus Beetle. Well, I don't have to get Virus Beetle, but... Is that our Brute Suit? Yeah, they're gonna now... Okay, yeah, this is fine. Because then the Remnant... I play Virus Beetle, and it's a giant Virus Beetle, so we just hope that whatever they flip here isn't that threatening. And they have a fight spell too? Oh no. That's awful for us. Or some sort of interaction spell for the Remnant. Or they're just drawing with Guidebot? That would make some sense. Yep. It's only 1 mana. Alright. Didn't get absolutely wrecked on the spot. They do have a 0 mana Shrine Steward though, so that's pretty bad. Yeah, I gotta say, that's pretty bad. Okay. Ooh, they don't search for anything though, so I guess that's pretty lucky. Alright. Come on. Oh, they do have a fight spell. Or sorry, it's not a fight spell. If it's a removal spell. Okay, that is pretty bad for us. But that's pretty good for us. Alright, so now we get to go get back. We're not going to be able to play the Virus Beetle this turn. And it's also not that impactful this turn. So we might as well just play the Chain Flail Centipede. Or sorry, buy back the Chain Flail Centipede, right? Yeah, let's do that. I think it's better than Brute Suit. Alright, Prancer. Gain 4. Right? It's better than grabbing something. Well, if I don't gain 4, I have to die. Or I have to not block Nashi. It's just not a good proposition for us. Alright, we have some outs for stabilizing here, but this Guidebot's really bad for us. I guess we can attack them. That's always the way to win. Yep. Force block. Or I guess not force block at this point. I could eat this and then take some more points. And again, hope that they flip nothing good off the Nashi. That's interesting, actually. So 7, 8, 9. We still just take so much damage here. We're going to have a 3-powered or 3 toughness blocker next turn. All right, yeah. We just do this and then hope to draw well. Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, and we missed. And so that means we just lose, right? Because you go block. Yeah. All right. That was a tough game. We'll play out this turn, though. See if they are scared of blocking. Who knows? Or scared of attacking. They might activate Guidebot if they're being super conservative. All right, there. All right. Well, on to the next one. Oh. The Chain Flail Centipede once more, but sorry, buddy. Maybe next round. Alright, I am going to change one thing. I'm going to take out this Brute Suit and put in the Already Dead. I think it's just like slightly better in this deck. Neither card is particularly good, but I don't think the Brute Suit gets crewed by small things enough. Ooh, right into the next round. Lucky. Alright, round 2. Let's see if we can pick up a win here. And yeah, good hand. Iron Apprentice. Always a decision whether or not you should kill the Iron Apprentice / the 1-drop, and I think in this situation, yeah. If they played like Mountain or not Island, you know, I think that I would be less inclined to do that, but I think them, you know, ninjaing something in on turn 2 is a pretty big tempo swing for them. All right, we draw our splash card that we can't cast. Infiltrator. Ooh. Look at that. Dual land, baby. All right. Take some points here, but we've got a good 4 and 5. Oh, that is good for us. I mean, we don't get to just cast the Inventive Iteration. I mean, we could. I just don't think it's very good to do. And bounce nothing. I guess I could bounce my captain, but I don't think that's particularly good. But we do get to... I'm saying it's good because, you know, Blossom Prancer can block that. Or at least, I can't block it because threat of activation. But it does mean that it's an option at some point. Okay. I guess what I'm really celebrating is the fact that they spent their turn 4 to equip. That's really what my my gut is excited about. Kaido's Pursuit. Oh, that's very rude. Okay, so I think we just pitched the Ambusher and the land here. If we really need to, we can cast the Iteration next turn for no bounce value. Oh, look at that. They played a 1-drop. Although, a 1-drop that I don't particularly want to bounce, potentially. Okay, that's good. All right. Let's get in there. Slam the Prancer. Ooh, options. So Virus Beetle likely gets the last card from them. Nezumi Blade Blesser is an okay attacker. Chain Flail Centipede is also okay, but probably just worse. I don't think I really need more offense. I think I might just get the Beetle here, because that also means that there's a good chance that we can double spell next turn. Oh, this is Suit Up? Huh. Well, I can't imagine a Mythic player is ignoring the Secret Reach from this card at this point in the format. I could be wrong about that. Now, the question is, how bad is it if they have Suit Up? Well, they take their turn, and we get to smash them back for 6? It's not that bad. Especially with Inventive Iteration. All right, I'm going to block. And, of course, I'm going to block this one. Yeah. Of course, the small chance that they do forget about Secret Reach. All right, it is Suit Up. The thing about not blocking there, potentially, is we do just have the... Flying Karma, sure. There is just the chance that, you know, we take some points and we go, oh, okay, we don't block, whatever. And then eventually the opponent just, you know, finds a way to out-tempo us, getting some chip damage with the Clawing Torn and stuff like that, and then the Suit-Up's just lethal. You know, they kill our Prancer or something. All right, let's, So that's another good reason to block there. And kind of an option here, or kind of a decision here. I think I'm actually going to pick up my, Road Captain? Is that what I want to do? It's my yard. I do have to pick up my Ambusher. Okay, no, because Ambusher can... Yeah, we're just going to bounce this too. I'm going to have to replay it next turn. I'm going to have to pick up my Ambusher from the yard next turn. So if we want to pick up the Road Captain, we can. They're actually kind of forcing the blocks here. Right? And bouncing this Disruptor means that if they don't have a 5th land, they can't play the Disruptor and activate this, which is pretty nice for us. Okay, they do have that, but... Oh, wow. Okay, well, I think this just puts them... Not Dobbs, but darn close to Dobbs. We grab this. We bash. Go. This one up. Drain ya. Alright, here we go. I'm slightly surprised by that attack, but also, you know, I don't know what they have in their hand, and it might just be right for them, because maybe they just say, I can't win this game if I don't attack there. They also might have missed that I had the Ambusher in the yard, where bracing would be really hard here. Like, if I don't have Ambusher in the yard, then that's definitely a good attack for them. Because they just kill me next turn, pretty much. But we'll see what's happening here. Ooh, okay. What's happening here? Prowler. Okay, so they gain 3 life, and they have a blocker. 2 blockers, in fact. Okay. Yeah, that's a good play. It's a good play. Oh, and a Reckoner Ray. Okay, we are in trouble. Ish. Trouble-ish, I say. Not that, like, it's super, super bad, but more trouble than we were before. How about that? That's a good way of putting it. We still get to bash. If we bash like this, they trade here. They just take... They might even block. There's a good chance they block, I think. They have to block with the arm guard. So yeah, let's just bash here. Oh, this is sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, they did just have to block here. It's not like it was an option for them. Then we get to get them good. Look, already better than Brute Suit. All right, then player land and say go. Also can't cast 1-drops. Okay, cool. Whew, sweated that one a little bit, but we got there. All right, into round 3. We're 1-1. So we can pick up another win. And yeah, hand solid. Got Communion probably looking for a land. Into a 2-drop. To some hefty top end here. Ooh, okay, so no land. We do find Inventive Iteration, though. Huh, this is an interesting choice, because this might be a hand that just benefits more from the Clawing Torment. I think it does, because if we can kill a 1-drop that might be pressuring us, it's pretty nice. Or just, like, blunt the offenses of what they have, depending on what they have. Because our hand is already kind of loaded with action, so it's not like we're in need of an expensive card, and also we would need to find, you know, a 4-drop. Or, sorry, a blue source to cast that iteration. So, while it's tempting, I think this is just a little bit better. All right, they have Voltaic Surge here. So they're going to kill our Infiltrator. Oh, we're fine with that. Yep. Joke's on you, opponent. That card's not even that good in our deck. All right, Song Shaper. All right, so we're going to... Yeah, we'll just Clawing Torment this thing. Carry on for life. Hopefully we draw a 4th land. We put 3 spells in the bottom, so we're a little bit better than the 47% here. To draw a land like it implies. Ooh, Tempered? Okay. What do they flip? They flip a 3-drop. Okay, that's good for us. Blue source. Alright, 5-drop. Not exactly what I hope to see. But the nice thing is we have multiple things that catch us up here. The Lifelinker and the Blossom Prancer. So even if we miss our land for a while, it's actually not the end of the world. Alright, yep. Interesting that they chose to get in an additional point rather than potentially flip a 3 or a 2-drop. They do hit though. All right, well this is the turn, then we kind of need it. If we don't, we fall super far behind at this point. Virus Beetle. Okay, that is something, but not great. And we probably don't block here. Well, it depends what they attack with. If they attack with Rabbit Battery, I'll block. But I can't. I think they're probably just gonna equip it. Yep. Yeah, I think we take this because obviously it's just a chump at this point, and the chance that this Virus Beetle can get in. All right, yeah, there's a chance. Maybe they have a removal spell here, but all right, cool. Lifelinker really helps our cause here. Although it's pretty likely they have an interaction spell. If they just, like, have 3 cards in hand, they missed a land drop, and they didn't play a creature. Or, sorry, no, they didn't miss a land drop. What am I saying? But still, I think leaving up 3 mana in this kind of deck is usually an indicator of a removal spell. Heiko. Okay, so this is the kind of card, it's kind of interesting, and I think this, you know, we lose this game, but when you're far behind, or like reasonably far behind. So Heiko's a card that I talk about I don't like very much, and like Tempered and Solitude is, you know, passable. They're both like Walmart's versions of an experimental synthesizer, right? And I think when you're trying to decipher like what makes a good card and a bad card, it can often feel like, oh man, this Heiko is really gonna destroy me here. When we like, I'm a little bit behind, right? But in any like normal game where we hit our land drops and like we have a 4, this card's just like a little bit too slow. Same with this one. You know, this card didn't do that much for them. So you know, this game's over. There's nothing really to learn about this particular set of cards. But I do think it's worth noting that in this behind situation, this kind of card can seem very, very punishing. As in this one, you can really mistake it as like, oh, those must be good cards. I felt really bad when I had to play them. But if your opponent, flip it down on the other side of the table, your opponent plays these, and you're like, or sorry, you play them, and you're like, oh, my opponent just like had a 4/4, and my Heiko couldn't get in. So, that kind of stuff. So, we'll take our loss graciously here and move to the next one. At least get a little bit of a, slight thought on some card evaluation stuff there. All right, into the 4th round here. 4th round? Yeah, 4th round. We're 1-2. With a collection of mediocre cards. Might explain why we're in the 1-2 bracket. All right, let's, whoops. I'll take that. Ooh, Prancer. Okay, well, drawing Prancer means we're going to win, obviously, so. Ooh, very similar to that other game. They Voltage Surge our Incries on turn 2. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They do. Okay. Okay, so we have an option to either Blade Blesser or Chain Flail or cast this. And I think I'm just going to play my 3-drop creature here. Like, we could just block this. And I think that's actually probably the best thing to do. I could also Clawing Torment. But Clawing Torment can go on something else. This is not going to be particularly good, I assume. Like, as in, I'm not going to want to be attacking in the early turns very much. So, I'd rather cash this in as a blocker. There's also another school of thought that just says, hey, I just take this damage and then play my Blade Buster. Clawing Torment can help get in some points. Or even I put Clawing Torment on their next thing, they take 5. Maybe that's actually just better. We'll see what they play. Okay, that one, it's fine. I was going to say is really annoying. It's sort of annoying, but we do get to attack if they can block here, which is okay. If they trade this off, then we get to play this next turn, hopefully. Just be able to brick this. Yeah, let's attack here. A good way to get rid of this card, or, at least fight this card, is, race them. Like, this is obviously a threat that's really, really hard to block. So if we can put some pressure on them, yeah, this is fine. Kind of take some of the sting out of this card, Alright, land would be good. Ideally a black source so we can double spell the next turn. The other thing about incentivizing a block there is that then this can't attack for 4 and then Prancer can potentially block this thing. Alright, they seem to have a removal spell that they're contemplating using on my Blade Buster, maybe. Yep. Alright, so land is good. 4/4 is also pretty good. They get to deal us a few points here with this, but no big deal. Alright, Vanishing Slash. Luckily for no value. Yes, for 5. Alright, there's the land. Let's see what the old Blossom Prancer has to give us here. We might gain 4. That's kind of close. So, Ambusher is an option. Ambusher pickup Prancer is kind of a sicko option, isn't it? Alright, I think we're going to take Ambusher here. Because even if they play the Prancer, this means we have something to race with. Looks like they have a deal 2, potentially. Might be a deal 4, or another Flame Discharge. If it's a Flame Discharge, we're pretty sad, but yeah, I just take this here. Because this is indestructible. So if they have a Voltage Surge, which I think that's what this is, we're pretty sad about that. Shintai, okay. So we go to 2. Okay, so this doesn't work out so well for us, unfortunately. Because the Voltage Surge can kill the Ambusher. Keep a Reckoner Raid. Yeah, we've kind of drawn the wrong half of things here. Okay, so what we can do is Virus Beetle, get the Voltage Surge out of their hand, but then we die. We can attack with Prancer. Does that do anything? No. I don't think there's a line here to have this survive, right? So maybe I was supposed to just block on the Arizona, make them use their Voltage Surge. That could have been right. Yeah, that actually might have been right. I was thinking we could buy back the Prancer, but maybe we just didn't have time for that. Okay, so what if this isn't Voltage Surge? Let's say it's not absolute worst case scenario. We get to attack game 3, and we still die. All right, so I guess we just play out this Ambusher, Sago. And I can't imagine any other red thing. The only other red thing is also another removal spell that they could have for 1 mana, I think, so. All right, they didn't just snap it off. Is there something else I'm forgetting? Hopefully. Okay, that just kills it straight up. All right, well, that's it. I guess we will. It's good to post the losses as well as the wins. So hope you enjoyed seeing me crash and burn in this one. We had a few good runs in a row, a few trophies. So let's do a little bit of a deck debrief actually. So like I was saying, I think that this deck had some problems in like. And this can happen a lot, actually, right? Where it's like, often I see people being like, oh, why did my deck not perform very well? Well, this deck, I can point to the high ends here, right? Blossom Prancer, Jugan Defensive Temple. When you draw those cards and you can cast them, pretty good. But you know what? A lot of these cards that we had that we were kind of drafting as we were kind of flirting with red-black, flirting with blue-black, they don't play all that well in a green-black shell where you want to be more defensive, right? And potentially, you know, like I said, it might have actually been better to play the blue cards here because they do work better as a, you know, in a deck, right? A synergistic deck. But for, like I said, for the sake of content, for the sake of doing something different, I decided to do the green deck, which, you know, let's say I was in a competitive event, I'd probably play the blue-black deck, I would say. But yeah, just a little bit of insight because, like I said, I think this deck would have been more synergistic, would have just played a little bit better with all the cards together here. Yeah. All right. Well, hope this at least was entertaining. If you liked it, if you tell me what you want between the mixes of losses and wins. I know it's not you know, maybe the most exciting to see a few losses in a row, but maybe it's kind of helpful sometimes to see what makes the deck tick, what makes it kind of falter. So if you like this, leave a comment, leave a like, all that stuff. There's links in the description to the podcast, to the Patreon if you want to support me, and yeah, we'll see you next time.